So after watching the video, I read a bunch of comments, and it seemed that, well, that there were some people that were crying foul over the difference in the tires. Or specifically why the 18-inch wheels running 245 in the rear and the 19s running 275. The reason is quite simple. When you buy tires for a car that you're plus sizing your wheels, what I mean by plus sizing is you're going from, say, an 18 to 19. You're plus 1. You're adding an inch into your wheel diameter. You have to decrease the section width and increase, scratch that, misspoke. You have to decrease the aspect ratio and increase the section width. So what happens is basically you maintain the same tire height and circumference. Your speedometer works correctly. But what also happens is you get a wider contact patch, which to some say that's great, but you also increase weight. And a lot of this is dependent upon your specific choice of wheel and tire. I know on some vehicles that if you go from an OEM 18 to, say, a really high dollar aftermarket 19, you can actually decrease the weight of tire. And for wheel and tire, you can decrease the weight because the wheels are by being more expensive, they're made out of, say, better materials, or they're made through better process, which allows them to be stronger with less material and less weight. They might also bend and be not quite as durable, but somewhat that's the price you pay sometimes with aftermarket. But so what you run across is that the variations can be somewhat misleading from a comparison in terms of on paper differences, the section width, the weight. I mean, yeah, you can spend the money and go from, say, an 18 to a 19 and maintain the same weight or reduce it by a little bit. But what you also have to take into account is that by affecting the size of your wheels and subsequently a tire, you're affecting the contact patch, which is going to increase braking and acceleration. In theory, provided your vehicle has enough power to utilize the increase in traction to overcome the increase in rolling resistance that comes with that increase in traction. And two, that your brake system is calibrated for the increase in traction. Some ABS systems, specifically older ones, not as well, are not quite as good. They're a little too, overprotective. And so the better braking that you can get is negated a little bit because of this. But there again, if you have a steady right foot and you practice enough, you can brake quicker without having to use your ABS. And I know I'm rambling on a little bit, sorry, but so essentially the reason that the tires are wider on the 19 is that they did that just simply to try to maintain a factory ride height and factory wheel height for the speedometer. But as was mentioned in the video, essentially what worked on paper, what provided a faster time, as the video shows, a lot of it comes down to the driver. Sometimes you can, as is the case in this video, you see that the driver's recommendation is that he'd use the 19 for practice and for practice runs, and use the 18 for racing because he felt that it was more stable, more consistent, which can't blame him. That's a lot of what it boils down to, specifically if you're thinking about using your vehicle on the track, is all the small factors, weight, rolling resistance, all those little things that you brush off on the street because they're insignificant and you couldn't tell the difference. All of a sudden, under the pressure cooker on a racetrack that a racetrack is on a vehicle, they'll become apparent. Especially when you get into a class of similar vehicles, where the major difference is how they're set up in the drivers. You'll see that some cars are just even identical cars, completely stock engine cars, say Z's for this case. In this case, that one car might be light, and it might just be far and above faster than everybody else. Or one, it could be the driver, but two, it also could be the setup, or three, it's both the driver and the setup, which is what happens sometimes. Now, you're just tooling around on the street and you want to look cool in front of all your people, it don't really matter. Now, if you want to go racetrack and you want to go have fun, yeah, it does kind of matter. From a manufacturer's standpoint, as was mentioned in this video, from a manufacturer's standpoint, the alteration from 18 to 19 was a massive step, because every part in the suspension system had to be redesigned just for that one little insignificant change. They had to change the arms on it. The suspension links had to be changed to make them stronger to handle the increase in weight. The pickup, all the suspension load points that tie into the chassis were strengthened. The overall chassis was strengthened because of the increased strain that was put on it by one simple little change of a wheel type, by increasing one inch in diameter on the wheel, and a little bit on width and heavier, the increased weight and all that. But just to make it, just to get the same ride quality with the increase in 1 inch in diameter of wheels, they had to completely re-engineer the suspension system. So take that into account when you start playing around with cars, and you take cars that had, say, 14, 15 inch wheels, and you shove 19s under them. Just remember that the manufacturer designed it for that size wheel and tire, and for that weight. And by increasing the weight, the possibility of breaking something specifically in the suspension, which can be disastrous, specifically if it breaks at the wrong time. Going down say you're at Daytona running a 24-hour race, and you're coming down the straightaway into the first infield turn. You're going along real fast, like 80, and suspension link breaks when you come off the high bank. The car slides off the road, and it destroys your car. It's pretty bad. Be injured, Now I'm on the street, you're probably not going to see the same speed. And please, I hope you don't ever see the same speed as you would at, say, Daytona or another professional race course. If you do, A, I live in the Autobahn, or B, have a couple screws loose and shouldn't be driving cars. Well, peace out.